Two verdicts, both the same, guilty of first-degree murder. Jurors determining the fate of Randall McKenzie and Brandi Stewart-Sperry Thursday night. The end of a 4.5-week trial over the death of OPP Constable Greg Pierzchala. CTV's Krista Simpson has been covering the proceedings for us and joins us now with all the details. Krista.
Leanne, the decision came in just after 9 on Thursday night. Jurors announcing their verdict in front of a packed courtroom that included members of Pierzchala's family and many uniformed OPP officers.
Greg Pchala was 28 years old. He had just learned he had passed his probationary period with Haldimand County OPP the same day he was fatally shot while responding to a call about a vehicle in the ditch near Hagersville. His body camera capturing how he was ambushed by a shooter. A jury deciding that gunman was Randall McKenzie, and that his then-girlfriend, Brandi Stewart-Sperry, is also responsible for Pierzchala's death. Both found guilty of first-degree murder.
We want to thank the jury who worked hard on behalf of this community to ensure that justice was done.
The prosecutors on this case reading a brief statement outside the courthouse after the verdict was handed down.
Mostly, though, our thoughts are with Greg Pchala, his friends, his family, his colleagues. The impact on them is not lost on us.
When given the opportunity to address court, McKenzie turned to the gallery and said in part, "I'm so sorry to your family, and that shouldn't have happened to nobody." Stewart-Sperry declined to speak. The two both face mandatory sentences, life in prison with no parole eligibility for 25 years, the judge saying they will not be released before December 2047. Justice Andrew Goodman telling McKenzie, "Your actions here were callous, cold-blooded, and an assassination of a young officer in the prime of his life, just starting out in his career. No excuse whatsoever for your actions in this regard." He called Stewart-Sperry an aider and abettor. McKenzie's lawyer declined to comment. Stewart-Sperry's said she was disappointed with the jury's decision.
She was certainly hoping it was going to go a different way, and I think she thought that it might. We certainly thought that it might.
To Pchal's family, the judge said, "I am sorry for your loss, and I share in your grief. Hopefully this will provide some measure of closure for you."
Provincial Constable Pchala was a committed officer who served with courage and integrity. His loss continues to be felt by the entire policing community.
Sergeant Ed Sanchuk reading a brief statement on behalf of the Pierzchala family and the OPP commissioner, moments after the verdict was handed down.
The conclusion of this trial has weighed heavily on all of us. The verdict is an important step as we focus on moving forward with continuing the important work Greg started and contributing to the everlasting impact he had on so many people, personally and professionally.
In addition to their sentences, McKenzie and Stewart-Sperry must provide DNA samples. They have a lifetime ban on possessing, owning, and carrying weapons, and they cannot contact various members of the Pierzchala family. Leanne.
Well, Krista, you covered this trial extensively and have reported about all the evidence the jurors heard over the past few weeks, but we can now also report some things that they didn't know.
Leanne, there were a number of things happening behind the scenes that could have changed the trajectory of this trial. For instance, early on, jurors had raised concerns about when they went out to their vehicles in the parking lot. They said people were standing around their cars and were slow to get out of the way, and that the jurors thought they recognized those people from the courtroom gallery as people who were there for Randall McKenzie. The judge ended up adding security for the jurors. What they didn't know was that after this happened, McKenzie's lawyer raised concerns that there was the potential jurors now couldn't be impartial. At another point during the trial, Stewart-Sperry's lawyer asked the judge that she be acquitted. We have more details and some of the other things that happened when the jury was out of the courtroom and how they were all handled over on our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca.
Okay, Krista, thanks for your extensive coverage on this trial. CTV's Krista Simpson.